Miami Dolphin rookies reporting to camp this weekend, so I thought, let me give you some quotes from these rookies, an update on the signings, and some other cool stuff on this Saturday. What is up, fans? Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. For me, it is now Friday. Well, Saturday, 12:30 a.m. Just got done working out. Did my biking. Another 4.5 miles. It's nice. Hurt at some points, but I pushed through it. Yeah. So I thought there was, the rookies reported yesterday. I know that Thursday was their schedule release, so we all kind of didn't remember that the rookies are reporting yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I got some quotes here from Devonta Chain, from Higgins, and from Cam Smith. We're going to talk about some information on the signings of them. And I got a picture of one of our undrafted free agents that are just ridiculous. But before we jump into that, I have to shout out some new patron and Joe. Very quick and to the point, just Joe. Thank you for joining the Patron. Joe, if you haven't yet, go check out the Walking and Talking episode 1. Episode 2 is going to come out next week. Like I said, I'm going to do this a weekly show. Go check it out. To all the patrons, if you haven't yet, go check it out and let me know. And if you'd like to join the Patreon, it's linked in the description. I'm going to have special content on there. And then on the membership side, we have Roy Mason and Show Me Some TDs. Oh, what a name. Touchdowns is what he was saying. Show me some touchdowns. We want to win some games. Thank you for joining the membership. If you want to join that, it's the join button next to the subscribe button. And you also are going to get some really good perks. I have a lot of stuff planned for you guys, especially when the Fantasy Football League comes around. I do a league for the members. I do a league for the patrons. And I do a league for everyone else. So if you'd like to join, you know how to do it. Also, I have to show you something. So something came in the mail yesterday, and I wanted to show it to you. And my wife at first rubbed her face and said, "You're ridiculous," and then she absolutely loved it. Yeah, I bought something. Let me move the microphone. It's a Miami Dolphins championship belt. I created this. I went on the website and I custom made it for myself and I created it. It's legit. It's legit. Let me show you this thing. So it says Miami Dolphins championship established 1966. That's when the team was established. It has the current logo in the middle. Has my favorite over here, and has the old school. So it has kind of all three logos. It doesn't have the one logo where it's a little bit of a different from the other one. The old one, how it's the Dolphin was in the sunburst and then he wasn't. I can only fit 3, but I got myself a Miami Dolphins championship. So yeah, I wanted to show this to you. I'm going to post it on Twitter and Instagram too because I'm ridiculous, but I love my team. So real quick, I'm just going to put this over there. So let me just go put this over here. Oh, it's a championship, 6-pound championship, 6-pound championship. The heck is this? What's this? What's this? I don't know what that is. So let's jump into the rookies reporting. First and foremost, I want to show you something. I want to show you. I'm gonna minimize myself for this one because this is ridiculous. Look at the Miami Dolphins punter. You look at this, man. This is our undrafted punter, Turk, right? You would think he's a fullback. He's wearing 49. You would think that this man is a fullback. That's our punter. Well, he's competing with Bailey. But he's an intimidating guy, extremely intimidating guy. Also, there's this quote that I want to show you guys real quick from Barry Jackson. He says, per their roster, Dolphins now have 85 players under contract with their 4 draft picks factored in. Miami stands one below the 90-player roster limit permitted during offseason training camp and most of August. So after that, he also tweets, Dolphins have been holding off on signing their draft picks while working on things with veteran players. According to 2 people briefed on the situation, Fins have the cap space to sign all 4 draft picks. Dolphins have $2.9 million in space per over the cap, and they get another $13.6 in June 1st after the Byron Jones situation. So from what he's saying, they are waiting on giving these draft picks, which again, they're not, we're sitting at 85 right now. Factoring in the draft picks, so if we sign them, we'd be at 89, having 1 spot available for anybody. And the Dolphins are holding off signing them because they're working with veteran players. I think it's Cameron Fleming, to be honest with you. I think they're trying to bring in a tackle. I think they're trying to bring in the competition at right tackle. I think that's what they're working on. And also, I think they're waiting for something to happen June 1st. But I don't know exactly what, and I'm not going to, try to assume about what they might be waiting for June 1st to happen, because certain players and certain things can happen and people can be released on June 1st. So, again, Barry Jackson said Dolphins have been holding off signing the draft picks while working on things with veteran players, according to 2 people briefed on the situation. They could sign them, but what is that? I don't know what that is. But yeah, so I find that situation very interesting. I honestly think it's Cameron Fleming or some type of right tackle, maybe 2 right tackles or 2 tackles in that situation. But now we're going to, talk about some things about the rookies. One is from Devonta Chain. They talk about his size. And obviously that is, he's small. He's small and he's fast, but, can he take the impact in the NFL? And he says it gets brought up a lot. Everyone got their opinion on me. I don't worry about what everyone's going to say because I know what I can do and I know what I'm capable of. My size to me doesn't matter, but it does get brought up. I'm great on special teams. I can catch the ball out of the backfield. I have very good hands. I can line up at receiver. So I can do more than just play running back. So I feel like that's what makes a difference. And I honestly think that is why he got drafted in the 3rd, right? Because Greer and the Miami Dolphins don't draft running backs early anymore. It was 2016 the last time. I think it was Kenyon Drake. They took someone in 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round. And the fact that they took Devonta Chain, I honestly think it had a lot to do with the fact that Mike McDaniel was sitting right next to Chris Greer and was like, if you don't take this man, because we don't have a pick for another 2 rounds, and he's not going to be there, I'm going to beat you up. Because you saw his reaction when we took Cam Smith. He was like, yeah. It's a nice pick, but then you saw his reaction when we took, Devonta Chain. He says, I always knew that I could gain weight. I just didn't have the full offseason to gain weight because obviously I was doing track. And I brought that up to you guys. This is my first year not doing track, so I actually had the whole offseason to work out and be in football shape, so it kind of helped me with that. I talked to you about that. He came in, I think, at 189, and a lot of people were worried about that size, but I talked to you, and I said to you guys that it's kind of like with the same situation with Raheem Mostert. He was lighter, and then when he came into the NFL, he gained that weight. I'm much smaller back than usual. I'm shorter. The offensive line is big, so kind of hard for me to see. It's hard for them to tackle me as well because of big guys. It's kind of hard to tackle small guys. And that's why you'll notice he bounces off guys. And like he says, the offensive line's big, so it's hard for him to kind of see, if he has, the choice is the A gap or the B gap or whatever, right? On the opposite sides of the center, right? 2 different gaps. I think that's the B gap and the C gap. And he has to look at the linebacker to see which gap he hits, and he's going to go to the opposite one. It's hard for him to do it, but also it's hard for the linebacker to see where he's going because he's smaller. Just basically learning the offense. That's something that I just pride myself on. I'm trying to learn so everything can be smooth when I'm at practice. So that's just something I'm trying to learn the scheme, learn what the defense is doing, learn just the play calling and terminology because it's different in college. That's basically it. So he's going to be brought on slowly. I don't think that there's a need for him to jump in and, we need you to be the starter, right? It's not like Bijan Robinson or any of these other running backs that were taken in the first round where, you're going to be starting from jump. He's going to be brought along slowly. There's going to be plethora of running backs in camp. I think right now we have 5, and normally a team runs with like 6 or 7. And I think we have a few undrafteds. So we're going to probably add more running backs. Now let's talk about Cam Smith. Cam Smith said Vic Fangio talked to him a couple days before the draft. He said he loved my game. I just need to eliminate the handsy stuff, get rid of that out of my game. He knows I could do it because it's shown on my tape. And then Barry says the handsy stuff contributed to 10 penalties last season. So he's a little grabby. So he needs to obviously work on that as well. I have some experience at nickel, he said. Right now I'm learning both because we don't have that many bodies. Right now I'm focusing on the outside. One goal, he said, is assert my dominance on people. Good, right? And I do like, they're probably going to, if he is the third best corner, right? Say like when training camp comes and they're, playing at full, full capacity and everything, and he's the third best corner, they're probably going to put him in the slot in the nickel. Put the best guys out there. He said we played a variation of zone at South Carolina. It was a cover 4 concept with a lot of man press, just like here. Having that in my toolbox, zone stuff really comes easy. I honestly think this is a Vic Fangio pick. This was a Vic Fangio pick, and Devonta Chain was a Mike McDaniel. I'm already tuned into the plays. He's giving me nuances, stuff to look at in formation, and the quarterback's drop. I feel in the perfect spot with Miami. He's talking about working with Sam Madison. That's another thing that's awesome. The fact that he's working with Sam Madison to, get himself ready and get himself prepared. And then they talked to Elijah Higgins. He said, I ended up playing a slot role at Stanford. I essentially played a role very similar to a flexed out F tight end minus all the blocking assignments. That will carry over for sure. Obviously, I'll have to learn how to block in the interior. I'm excited. Still don't know too much. The practice plays I'm running right now are pretty minute and straightforward. Yeah, especially when it comes to right now in the OTAs, it's about getting the guys who aren't it's essentially about getting the guys who aren't used to the system on offense and getting the whole defense used to that system and getting them running and going. Higgins said in high school I wanted to play receiver. In college I knew, seeing how my body transitioned through the years, that I'd get excited for playing tight end because it definitely fits my skill set pretty well. I'm definitely trying to get upwards of 240 to 245 because right now he's at 238. Going into training camp and trying to maintain that, seeing how my body feels. If I'm able to do things I'm doing at now 238, I'm cool with that. Higgins, who's on break from school at Stanford, has been studying the Dolphins playbook the past 2 weeks. Tight end coach John Embry had Higgins studying a lot of tape of 49ers tight end Greg Kittle. I'm going to watch the guys here in the system we run, seeing how they do, emulate that. I'm off school right now. Yeah, it's the same thing that happened with Andrew Luck. Then they go back and they kind of graduate and then they're done. How close to Kittle is he? Far from it, he said. I haven't even had my first practice yet. That's a little presumptuous to even bring that up. Higgins said he needs to take 2.5 classes this summer to finish his degree in psychology. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then last thing that Barry talks about, which I find interesting, is that Black Friday game with the New York Jets. He talks about how the fact that the schedule makers in the NFL kind of wanted New York, New Jersey to have that game because of Black Friday and how big the market is and everything. Amazon reached out to us and said New York is the #1 retail market in the country, and a game in New York might be a fun way to introduce this concept. He said a division game feels right on Thanksgiving weekend. Kansas City at the Jets was considered, but they ended up having the Sunday night football game October 1st. Eagles at Giants was also considered, but the NFL decided to play that game on the weekend Christmas. And the Cincinnati Bengals offered to host the game every year. The NFL declined. Ultimately, it was Dolphins at Jets, which will be Amazon will carry Dolphins at Jets nationally. A non-cable station also will air the game in the Miami Fort Lauderdale market. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, you might still be able to watch it on TV. I don't know about here in Jersey. If I'll still be able to watch it on Channel 2, I'll have to check that out. But that's what I got for you. I got some quotes. Tomorrow, if there's more information that comes out, or even today, if there's more information, maybe I'll make a video later tonight from rookie camp. It's probably going to be real quiet. Like I said, they're just probably getting used to the situation. But I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to show you that ridiculous belt I bought. But on that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.